I'm so excited right now because when God gives me words like throughout the night, throughout the early morning before dawn, and throughout the day, sometimes I just write them down on my phone and I just know their words and I have the scriptures for them. But then as I start to record the actual word, I start to connect the dots. I'm like, wait, these two words actually go together. It's like a puzzle being put together, like the other word I put out the other day, right? So I just recorded a word pertaining to an important phone call that somebody's going to get, okay? Now, I'm not sure if this word is for you or connected to that, but I feel like it could be, okay? So, the Lord wants you to know to not be afraid. That was the actual word I got today for someone. The Lord said, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. He gave me Psalm 55, verse 22. So, I found it. Okay, so we all know that fear is not from God, but fear is from the enemy. And we also know that when there's something that is beautiful and something connected to a blessing, Satan is going to try to make you procrastinate on doing that. He is going to try to make you have anxiety and second guess it and all these types of things. And he's going to make you completely neglect it because he knows that a blessing is connected to that assignment, to that specific task, to that specific goal, okay? And that's why you notice that whenever you think about doing something that you know that God wants you to work on or that you know is going to bless you, you notice that a lot of warfare comes with it, right? Because the enemy's trying to prevent you from doing it, okay? So now when I listened to this gentleman's audible book, he said every single day, do at least one thing every day that you know that you have put on the back burner because of fear. He said, work on one thing every day that you're afraid to do that you know is connected to a blessing, right? And I know for a fact that a lot of the times we will find excuses to not work on something or to not do something because of the fear. But we don't want to admit that there's anxiety and fear within us pertaining to that thing. So we tend to just find excuses to not work on it. Oh, I have to do this tomorrow. I have to do this week. I'll work on it next week. Or, oh, I have to wait for the right timing to do it. Like we will start making up these excuses. And before you know it, God's like, what are you doing? I've been told you to work on that. I've given you that assignment for so long, etc., 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 right? So with all that being said, I heard the Lord today say, do not be afraid. And it's connecting with every single word that I have posted last week, especially pertaining to the word about consistency, being consistent. Because I said, if you are consistent in whatever it is that you're doing, what did I say in that word? I said, God is going to surprise you. Did I not say that? This is why consistency is so important because let me tell you something. You can be doing the same thing every day. Like I said in that word, it just takes that one phone call, that one night, that one day, that one meetup, that one time for your life to change, right? So the enemy is going to try his best to prevent you from working on that or to make you procrastinate on that, right? But the Lord said, do not be afraid. Psalm 55 verse 22 says, cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Ooh, so listen, do not be afraid. And this may even connect to the word pertaining to the phone call. Hey, this phone call may come in for someone and it may be so important. This person may be like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I just got this phone call. Like I'm going to an interview or this just happened and I'm nervous. Don't be afraid. This may even be the person that you've been waiting for to call you and they finally contact you and you're like, man, I'm going on a date with my kingdom wife or my kingdom husband and I'm nervous. Don't be afraid. Point of the matter is, whatever is going on in your life right now, leave it at the feet of God. Leave your worries at the feet of God, okay? At the feet of God. Surrender pertaining to everything in your life. Everything. Don't pick and choose what you're going to surrender to. No, surrender to everything. Leave everything in God's hands, okay? If you know that you have to work on something and there's a bit of anxiety that comes in because you know it's going to come with warfare, surrender that anxiety, surrender it at God's feet and work on it anyway. If you have to go meet up with someone and you're nervous, surrender the anxiety and leave it at God's feet and meet up with them anyways. Don't let the enemy stop you. God is going to protect you. God will not have you shaken. So do not be afraid, okay? I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.